Gentlemen, do Christians believe in dinosaurs?
All the kids do.
Mine certainly does.
Yeah.
Well, the Bible does speak of, I guess, large animals that roam the earth. It doesn't really say dinosaurs as such, I believe, does it? Not that I remember.
Well, the word dinosaur isn't present, no.
No.
Yeah. So it's actually funny. I saw another short clip from, I forget who he is. He's a very famous preacher though that talks about evolution and dinosaurs and all that kind of thing. But he said, I don't think the word dinosaur was invented until the 1800s.
Okay.
So it's not going to appear in the Bible, but things like dragons and you're saying, big animals.
Well, that's the perfect
described.
thing, Dragons, were they?
Yeah, well, not around anymore.
Yeah, I think that there's two creatures that are written about in the book of Job, and they always stand out in my mind with their descriptions. If you read in the margins of your Bible, some of the commentary even says this could be a hippopotamus or whatever, and I'm like, with a tail like a cedar tree. I don't know if are your hippos the same as my hippos or what? So there's these two characters anyway. There's the Leviathan and the Behemoth, and it describes them. The Behemoth seems to be described very clearly in terms that would be familiar as what we would know as a sauropod sort of dinosaur, and the Leviathan is a seagoing dinosaur that at least that's the way it seems to be, with large teeth and serpentine shape and whatever, which is I just find really interesting that those are recorded in the book of Job. So it's not even back at creation or even pre-flood. It's yes, it's early, but it's considerably through Earth's history, and these things are still present.
Is Job post-flood?
The best guess is that he's patriarchal times.
Yeah, it's like Abraham equivalent. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Is there anywhere in the Bible where it says dragons would breathe fire?
In the description of Leviathan, I think he said to breathe fire. Can you draw out Leviathan with a hook, or snare his tongue on the line which you lower? Can you put a reed through his nose, or pierce his jaw with a hook? Will he make many supplications to you? Will he speak softly to you? Will he make a covenant with you? Will you take him as a servant forever, or play with him as with a bird? Or will you leash him for your maidens? Will your companions make a banquet for him? Okay, this is weird. Where are we going?
That's not live.
Can you fill his skin with harpoons, or his head with fishing spears?
It still doesn't say it.
No, just the language here is hilarious. They are joined to one. He goes on to more description, talks about his teeth and the rows of scales, and it goes on. Verse 18. This is chapter 41. If anyone's looking for it. His sneezings flash forth light, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning lights. Sparks of fire shoot out, and smoke goes out of his nostrils, as from a boiling pot and burning rushes. His breath kindles coals, and a flame goes out of his mouth.
Isn't that weird? Thinking anatomically what that would look like.
Yeah.
How does something biological produce fire?
See, I don't know if it's like a metaphor.
Yeah.
But then again, it's throughout, you see it through so many cultures. They describe dragons and they're all breathing fire and they've got smoke coming out of their nostrils, and that you see it in all these, So was there something, you think they all wouldn't visually represent it the same way, but they do, don't they, really?
Yeah, it seems to be one of those unified themes, doesn't it?
Yeah, across cultures.
Yeah.
So no dinosaurs, kids, but definitely dragons.
Same but different.
Same but different.
Yeah. Interesting though. I think whilst there are a number of Christians who would suggest that, I think most Christians would say that dinosaurs were a real thing.
Well, you can't argue with
you can't.
At least some fossil evidence.
Exactly, right? So, but I think where you would probably get the most disparity of opinion would be, were humans and dinosaurs living concurrently? Yeah. And my belief would be yes.
That's how the dinosaurs died. They killed them all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think there probably would have been an element of that, right? Yeah. But I think, and it's not just crazy people that are trying to use the Bible as their science textbook, but there's a lot of actual scientists that have come to these conclusions. So it really does depend on how you interpret the evidence, because both creationists, or let's say young Earth creationists, and deep time evolution believing scientists they're both interpreting the same evidence. They're just interpreting it differently. And so I think it is on us. It's our responsibility to look at the available data and conclusions and come to whatever is the best answer based on the data that's available.